coming to you live from the land of chlamydia-ridden koalas. It's time for Destiny Down Under.
Welcome to the 241st episode of the Destiny Down Under podcast. As per every fucking week, I am Log Power Slave. Got my own name wrong. Power Slave.
What's your name again?
I don't know. Who are you, mustache man? Fucking hell. That thing gets more disgusting every time I see it.
What do you mean, disgusting?
Like disgusting in terms of like just like disgusting. I can't really. I'm not going to soften it because I believe in the words I've just said. Anyway, how you going?
Yeah, look, I saw some friends last night and they looked at me and go, what
the fuck are you doing with your life?
And I was like, he'll grow to like it. And like, no, he won't.
No one will. I mean, but
I think it will. I think you will.
You think I will?
Yeah. I
mean, I'll just get used to it.
Yeah,
I mean, you had a top knot for many years, and we forget about the period of time where Matt had long hair and I had short hair. In the funny, haven't we evolved or devolved or whatever? I don't know.
You know what's bad though? This is something I thought about. Every picture that DCP's done of me is now incorrect.
Yeah,
we've got so many different versions of it. Like the announcement video is wrong. The DCP artwork for the t-shirts wrong.
Yeah, and it's like by the time it's out there, you've changed already. Now they're gonna do one. You look like fucking Daddy Walrus on the next bloody whatever they do, and you'll fucking change again. You grub. You need to be more consistent, Matt. More considerate. There you go.
Yeah, well, I mean, do I want to have is the Mo the way to go?
Do you want my honest opinion?
Go on.
Yeah, of course it is. Because it's fucking different from every other idiot.
So, I got recognised. I was out and about last night. Got recognised.
On the piss?
Yep.
Where at? What do they say? Tell me about this interaction. I love these ones because I know how fucking categorically you seem to butcher every kind of social interaction.
No, I didn't actually. I didn't. No, I was very socially appropriate. So I was out celebrating with some of the friends from uni, the lecturers there because of the graduation and stuff.
Yep.
Bit of boys out for the night of the boys.
Yep.
So we had some drinks and someone came over and said, "Are you a YouTuber?" And I said, "Yep." And they said, "Oh, me mate is a fan." And then he walked off. And then I looked over. And then his mate waved. And then I waved. And then we had a chat. Jamal is in chat right now. I said, "Oi, fucking like, comment, subscribe, come to me Twitch channel," and gave me a Twitch Prime this morning.
There you
That's
go.
how you make the monies.
There you go. What? So you're out IRL press ganging people into supporting you financially now? Is
I don't know where his shit tier friend was. Where's his money?
It has like the kind of vibe of like being keen on a chick at the bar and having your wingman mate go over. That's kind of the way the story.
Yeah. And ironically, I actually know him. I was like, dude, you look familiar. Today I was like, I must know you. I didn't put it together, and I worked with him for my PhD.
I mean, that's weird. Did he know that? No.
No,
right.
yeah. He's like, I was like, dude, I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you? He's like, that thing. I'm like, oh shit. And
yeah, right.
And I was like, did I mention what came first? Did we work together and I mentioned I had a channel and then you followed me and then like you forgot that we worked together or? But no, it's just coincidence.
There you go. There you go. That's it. Actually making IRL friends, Mylan Games. I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you can't go anywhere but your state at the moment. So I'm glad that you're meeting people. You can't go anywhere outside your state at the moment. You're locked in for another fucking however long. So I'm glad that you're meeting people in WA, right? That's nice. That's good. Yeah. It's a little bit different over here because we're back into like I'm bunkering down, and anyone who comes near my house, I'm just spraying them with abuse and telling them to go away because Rona's kicking off again. But yeah, that's good. That's a heartwarming story with which to open this, our final episode of the year.
And then all my in real life friends made fun of me because I had a fan.
Why? Oh yeah, I mean I'd do that. That's totally fair.
Ooh, can I get a photo with you? I was like, shut up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that was like 30% of the conversations we had at PAX was just us paying out on you.
Yeah, true.
And I think that was where the nickname Hollywood fucking started.
Hollywood Games, yeah.
Fucking Hollywood Games. He's off again. Look at him signing autographs or some shit. And the rest of us are just belligerently standing in a bar. Like, man. Oh, all right, it's good to laugh. Anyway, we'll ruin that pretty quickly because we've got a bit of shit to talk about this week. Obviously, we didn't do an episode last week because there was some pretty big. Well, look, we'll go into it. There's no point skirting around it. There was a pretty unpleasant article about Bungie and the sort of behind the scenes goings on there, published by IGN, that cited, I can't remember how many it was, better part of 30.
26, I think.
Yeah, employees who'd, spoken to their experience of some pretty toxic workplace goings on. And I guess, and I mean, Matt and I had a lot of conversations about the things that happened during his contract work there. But that was obviously, in the forefront of both of our minds reading through that. So rather than, I think, lead while the iron was very hot and record an episode of this show, I thought, Matty chose to wait, and I think it was the right call. And to put his thoughts and feelings down in a video that I think a lot of people got a lot out of. How are you feeling about it now? Like sort of a week on.
Yeah, really good. Fuck it. Start at the beginning, Matt. All right. So,
I mean, look. Here's the deal. We won't like fucking go into the depths of all of this shit. If this is the first you're hearing about it, go and check out Matty's video and read the IGN article because it's worth your time doing so. Whether you've been playing the game for 15 minutes or for fucking, supporting Bungie for 15 years like the pair of us have. So
So like the IGN article had a big focus on the narrative team, discrimination in the workplace, minorities, gender, people taking credit or removing your roles or just a lot of just shitty behaviors. I did the anthology during that time as well, and a couple of things happened that really, I guess, validated what they were saying. I didn't have a huge amount of interaction with the people there, but the things that I did have happen were pretty negative, considering I was a contractor and just doing me best. And I made a video really with the intention to validate what had been said. I do feel bad because obviously that video got picked up by lots of other articles and news places now and is getting a fair bit of attention, and it feels like it's taken away from what the original. Well, I hope it hasn't. I hope it hasn't taken away from the original voices in the article, because that would feel shitty. And hope it just validates it rather than taking away from it. But following that, obviously, a lot of people,
I think. Look. You did something relatively important in that, a lot of the, bar one, everyone who the IGN article spoke to didn't put their name to it. And even if they had, they're not necessarily going to be a face that people know or have a pre-existing relationship with or anything like that. So I think in that context, your experience to say, hi, I'm Matt, and you've known me for fucking 5 years and I've been doing this stuff. You know the sort of person I am. Here's the experience I had, and it validates all of the, it speaks to this is going on.
Yeah.
And it's happening to real people that, you may not know, but it's important.
Yeah.
It is a shame that, there's been that. How do I say this without being maybe I just need to be a prick. It is a shame that this has sort of become one of those things that people are jumping on to try and fucking chauffeur it into things that it isn't. We've seen a little bit of that, but I know the intention of your video and why you made it, and I think it was important. And I think for the most part, it's landed that way. Gaming journalism is always going to pick it up and fucking run with it how it sees fit.
Multiple people from Bungie have reached out and apologized individually, even though they weren't involved, try to support me. And some people even higher up have apologized on behalf of Bungie. I've given them more information. I've always made it very clear that, mine's just one puzzle piece, and that, if they can put that together with other people's experiences, they can make sure they can make changes at the workplace. And I do believe them, and they do seem very keen to do that. They don't deny that there was that toxicity and that they were bad actors essentially at that time. And there was likely still some people hanging around. HR has now stepped down.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the other big news that came out. When was that? 2 days ago.
Head of HR.
Head of HR, the lady's name I've forgotten, has chosen to step down, I think. It wasn't forced, but I imagine it was one of those things like there wasn't a lot of personal autonomy in it. It's at the pointy end of it, and ultimately I guess that's the division that's responsible for a lot of this sort of stuff. So large all round pretty unsavory and unpleasant fucking read,
and obviously we're keeping an eye on chat right now, and I see people who are angry with Bungie, and it's fine to be angry with Bungie, and Bungie doesn't want you to not be angry with them either. And I think that's the difference between how they're behaving and how other companies have behaved, is that they're not denying it. And I'm, the people I spoke to, it's like, yeah, it's fair criticism. It's fair to say that we've been hypocritical, because we, sort out your own house before you blame others.
I mean, that's probably the biggest theme that I've seen of through the week. People are like, oh, Bungie are always doing this, they're always, like doing all this, stuff, and yet this is going on behind the scenes, in inside their business, and they're so worried about things outside their business. Why don't they get their own shit straight first? And while I can understand why that's something that people jump to, can you imagine the kind of fucking world we'd live in if no one did anything outside their own sphere unless they were perfect? Like, it'd be a dumpster fire. So I think, look, it's fucking disappointing to read that sort of stuff. And it's certainly made me, the other thing about this is both you and I have applied for jobs there since all of this happened. So it's not like we didn't have some level of faith that in the organization as a whole, right? We both did that knowing all of this shit had gone on in the past. So,
but there's lots of great, we know personally a lot of great people at Bungie.
Exactly. And that's what makes it.
Yeah, it's really upsetting to see that there were a couple of pretty bad apples in leadership positions that, helped to grow a very toxic culture.
I think, look, man, and like to bring it back to, obviously I've never stepped foot in Bungie, but there's a lot of things that I read, and I imagine it'll be the same for just about anyone who's, been in the workforce for 20 years to this point. And, there are home truths in just about everything that's said. Like at some point you will have, encountered, people taking credit for your work and all that sort of stuff. Thankfully, like as fucked as it is, both you and I are middle-class white men, and there's a whole unspoken sort of, well, not necessarily unspoken, but a whole raft of things that this article discussed in terms of, sexual discrimination and, potentially racial stuff that we don't have to personally navigate, but it doesn't make it any less fucked. So like, where do you go from here? I mean, I think that like the important thing for me is that, you know, like there was already movement away from this shit before it became public, right?
Yeah.
Like this.
A lot of people don't realize this is like 2018, 2019, you know. Some people ask me, "Oh, you're going to keep making videos?" Like, man, this happened a long time ago for me. Like, the fire was hot back then, and I was a bit ragey, but you know.
Yeah, and like, to your credit, no one there was not you didn't drop your guard for a second. Like, in this podcast, didn't miss a beat. We, you know, like, admittedly, you were probably playing the game a bit less and that sort of stuff, but
because you know
there's
what,
no
like,
dip in professionalism at all. Like, to toot your horn for a minute.
The standard like comment, "Oh my god, this is every workplace, get over it." Like, yeah, it is. Doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, fucking
you know, like I did a fucking PhD. I did all the same shit happen. All the same microaggressions happen. And when it happened, guess what? I did the same shit. I called out who was saying it to me, and that's why I had fucking big fights with people. But you're not a team player. Like, no, don't give me that shit. That's manipulative. It's not about that. We're having a discussion about this. You're trying to redirect it to some other bullshit. Some other fucking policy and principle that you're twisting to get the one up. Just talk like a human.
Yeah, that's it. And like, there is definitely some key learnings in, I mean, like the article as a whole, but the specific examples used in your video where you're like, you know, like this, and it's a fucking line you will hear all the time, basically leveraging the value of a team to make you shut up. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to most people at some point.
I think that's what people relate to, right? And
yeah.
Everyone watched my video was like, that's happened to me at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's always one person. And like, you don't realize really until you see it spelled out like that. Like, I mean, there's times that's happened to me recently at work, and I'm like, you know, fuck. Like, and I just let it go. And I didn't really think about it. You just go, yeah, okay, whatever, and get on with your business. But like now, I'm kind of in the vein of like, no, I probably need to dig a little bit harder and go, no, hang on, like, I don't know. What I hope ultimately it leads to people doing everywhere is being a bit more open to how they are, you know, jostled around a little bit in the workplace, and if people can be a little bit more resolute and start calling things out, then yeah, society-wide, people are going to fucking, you know, these changes are going to happen. And I think largely they are anyway. You know, like when I think back to, you know, 20 years ago working in a steel plant to fucking where I work now, there is an enormous gulf in terms of the shit that would go on then and what would be acceptable now. So I think there's definite progress, but obviously it's one of those things that when does it end? It doesn't. It's a push, and you've just got to keep turning up every day and trying to make things incrementally better.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is, to oh fuck, I don't even know. Have conversations about it, I guess. It's hard, man. It's hard because everyone, like you said, it happens every day. It happens at work. And most people go, you know what's easier? Just let it go. And I just get on my job, because you can still go. And that's what I did. It's like, we came to some agreement, we worked it out, and we just kept moving forward. Do you know what I mean? And then here's the thing though, when everyone gets together and they're like, oh, how you realize that that's how these people function with fucking everyone in their team. And it's all these like micro bullshit that they do.
Yeah, it's basically like the second you get a sociopath, like, I don't know that's a word that everyone's like, oh, they're a fucking murderer. No, like sociopathy is like a, you know, go and do some reading about it. But you'll encounter people like this no matter where you fucking are all the time. And once you understand that, you'll be able to deal with it. And this is a case in point example of it. Like from the moment that the dude, you know, wrote his little fucking soliloquy about who he was and, you know, what he was trying to do. It was all about asserting dominance and control and authority. Yeah. And, you know, you will 100% run into people like that every single day. They might be in your family. They might be in your fucking workplace, you know. And the more you know about being able to deal with it, the better. I am I'm a pretty combative person, and I still let this sort of shit happen to me. So if it's something that you're sitting there reflecting on, going, oh, you know, and you feel like you've been walked over, unless you are like prepared mentally to go after these kinds of people who do this sort of shit, you're really going to you're going to have a hard time, because they're wired that way. They're wired that way. This is the people that they are like they are incredibly adept and have spent nearly their whole life like working their way through society in a way that is chiseling at other people, and it's pretty sick when you think about it. But it's also part of just, you know, there are people that are just fucking like that.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about, like, because I went out with my uni friends, and I said, you know, there are social forces that hold Bungie accountable.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I was able to make a video and 100,000+ people watched it.
Yep.
Now there is a social force and presence. Well, IGN started it with their article.
Yeah.
And now it's snowballed into a social presence.
I mean, ultimately, it's something that's been started by the employees who are treated this way. You know, like, no doubt someone's at some point had a conversation and gone, this is bullshit. We need to fucking talk to someone about this, when they realize how widespread it is. And that's where it, you know, ultimately they become accountable.
But if you think about something like academia, right? The same shit happens.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, there's no way you're going to change that. There's no way you can, there's very, like, because you go to those HR people and then protect.
Yeah, I mean, like, you look at the, you know, without going, like, I'm not going to get into like my work, but if I was to tweet tomorrow, right, like about something like this that happened at my work, I'd probably get the sack and no one would give a fuck, because it's like there would be no, like, Bungie are accountable, right, on a higher level in this context, because we're all engaged in their product, right, and we're emotive. And we care about what they do because, you know, up until this article, people did hold them at a higher standard. And that's partly why this has been so bad. But, you know, like, there are people going through worse than this shit every day in workplaces that have no recourse, that can't be, you know, that can't make a YouTube video that gets that kind of exposure, or can't speak to a journalist who will write an article about it to hold the company accountable. So, I mean, in that sense, and the fact that, like, Bungie have clearly been trying to steer the ship away from this shit, and Destiny as a game has been getting better and better in terms of the narrative, right? Like, all of this sort of shit, it speaks like volumes about, you know, people were really critical of the narrative and where it was when, you know, the launch of Destiny 2. It was particularly Curse of Osiris. It was the fucking absolute pit in terms of, like, public perception of where it was at. So, you know, is it a chicken or the egg? Did the workplace become toxic because of, you know, that wasn't well received, or was it not well received and not particularly, you know, like, up to the standard that we're seeing now because it's born of a toxic workplace? It's, you never know.
I think at the end of the day, to put it all on, you can feel exactly how you want to feel. You can feel angry, you can feel like they're hypocritical, and you can make a choice as a consumer with all that information. And that's fine. We're not here to defend Bungie but you know, I do also think that they are on the right track and they have made changes, and we can already see that. But, you know, you don't have to believe that either. So you're welcome to feel and think however you like. Yeah,
exactly. And I think that's a big part of it as well. You know, everyone processes these sorts of things differently, and, you know, it's like, you know, a band that you like and the singer turns out to be a fucking scumbag, and you go through that, like, you know, like, I still really like the songs, but, you know, like, I can't bring myself to listen to it anymore. You know, it's one of those things where, you know, it's a shock. So, I mean, if you're going to put fucking Destiny down, go and do it. Whatever you need to do. You know, obviously we're still here doing this, so this is not, I mean, that's probably the weird thing, is that it's kind of unfair of us to be sitting here talking about all of this sort of stuff in a present tense when we've known about it both for years to some extent. So, the one thing I will say is that if you're out there and your stuff is, you're trying to show for an agenda into all of this stuff, just go fuck yourself. That's basically probably the most important message. Yeah, go fuck yourself. All right.
Right.
Let's talk about a game.
Yep.
Let's talk about Destiny. Have you had much time playing? I mean, look, do we want to recap where you were like 20 minutes ago and what you were doing and how that's been going for you?
Solo flawless.
Not quite, but very close.
What's the dungeon called?
Grasp of Avarice.
Grasp of Avarice. I don't know how I feel about it as a solo flawless dungeon. It is tanky and long. Like,
yeah, it is. It's a long long encounter.
It's definitely more of a marathon solo flawless dungeon than it is something else. It's there's basically you can play everything slow, and then there are a couple of real sticky points like the Sparrow Bard.
What do you have always on time? Do you have this?
What's that?
Do you have the Sparrow from Wrath of the Machine always on time?
No.
Can you buy it?
I think you can buy. I need to go get raid tokens though.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, maybe you need to do that because it'll make that a lot easier because it's just like fucking 15% quicker or some shit. And when you add that up over like I don't know.
Yeah,
I did it with Sass the other day, and we were both there at the end with like 15 seconds to go. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. It's so much faster. Yeah, right. Well, I've got the strategy pretty well down, Pat, with the Hunter. Just basically I jump off, invis myself, and then jump back on. Like at all those little gangs that are sitting right next to the
just ignore them.
Yeah. And that's fine. But a couple times, your Sparrow will just hit something and like
it's over. That's it.
It's like 1 second. You do have to have the perfect run for it. So I enjoy it. I've got to the end boss now. Solid Force. I haven't beaten them. I need to practice. I had a bit of a rage about how easy it is on a Warlock, even though I haven't done on a Warlock. But
that doesn't sound like me or you at all. Just raging about stuff you don't really know.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, Titan's got bubble. Warlock's got well. Hunter DPS, especially if you go on invis.
I don't even think with Titan it's bubble. I think it's
is it
rally barricades or the barricades
and the big boot.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've not even given it a crack, so it's not really my bag. Just end up fucking angry. I can see the rage in you, and I'm like, I just don't need that shit in my life. Maybe I'm off on holidays for 3 weeks, so maybe I will give it a go. But who knows?
It's not in my top dungeons. I don't think the soundtrack is great. The loot is great. I prefer.
I like it a lot, but I agree. I do. I like it. I think it's great, and I think tonally it's different to the others, and I think that's
fun. It's still a good experience.
But I don't know. I mean, what's your number one? What would be your number one of the
Prophecy?
Yeah,
I think Prophecy's the best dungeon.
Yeah, same.
I think that's a gold standard for dungeons, to be honest. The pacing in that is really good, and the mechanics are really good, and you can get through it pretty quickly if you're technically skilled. I think the thing with this dungeon is there's some things you just can't speed up. Yeah,
the bombing of the things.
Yeah, that's a really slow.
The servitor bombing sort of thing, and it's like I was watching you do it, going, okay, yeah, this is fair enough, but it felt like a drag. And I mean, obviously you're doing it by yourself. When you do it in a group, it's much quicker. But
yeah, it's all fun. It's a fun encounter. It's just a different solo experience, I guess. Whereas Prophecy is just like go the whole time, and you're just like juggling different mechanics to get through. It's quite fast paced. This is a little bit of a slower pace. More of a marathon, like I said.
Oh, I mean, look at the tie-in there for 30th anniversary.
Oh, it's a marathon. Got it?
Chef's kiss. Beautiful. I mean, we haven't spoken about any of that either. The 30th anniversary stuff obviously dropped Wednesday last week, and we've been, we haven't recorded an episode. So what's your take on all of that? How are you feeling about it?
I'll tell you this. I think the loot's fantastic.
Yep.
I think the activities are great. I'm surprised how much it impacted me not having just a little bit of story, motivation wise.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprised.
Yeah. I mean, we've become so used to the drip feed of like,
yeah,
you know, follow, jump through all the hoops, and then get you a bit of dialogue at the back end.
Yeah, I'm sort of missing the little treat at the end, the little snippet of lore at the end.
Have you done a video on the horse yet? You have. I just don't think I've watched it. I need that explained to me because I'm not getting it. I know that like my kids keep seeing pictures of it while I'm, you know, scrolling through Twitter and whatever. So they're very invested in the space horse, as they're calling it. I'm like, just, you know, whatever. But
chat gave me a very good theory on that.
All right, we'll circle back to that in a little bit because I need
the hook.
Need to understand, right? Yeah, look at that. This man's been making content for quite some time.
But all the weapons are fucking great. And I bloody enjoyed the Halo little mission to do the to get the sidearm, the Halo sidearm.
I don't know what it is, the drop pod sarcophagus thing that looked like it was out of a game from 1994 or whatever.
That's really good, man. And the gun is so good. It's so fun.
I think they got the tone of it all right. Like,
yeah.
I think that it's a nod enough. I mean, obviously you've got the battler that's the Halo BR, you know, that thing, hip firing that thing is just, for whatever reason, I know that it's made to be that way, but fuck me. Like, I'll tell you what, if they started making more pulse rifles in that archetype, it'd change shit up. Like, I guess that's the other thing. And the Forerunner, the sidearm, that's basically a scout rifle.
Yeah, it's like DMT.
Oh man, it's wild.
It's like pre-nerf DMT.
Yeah, I mean it is, and ultimately it'll be what sees DMT out the back door, which is, you know, fine by me because I think it's been hanging around like a bad smell for quite some time. But I mean, I guess sort of those weapons coupled with the shift in the sandbox stuff that, you know, we spoke about a few weeks back and came in at the same time. Crucible feels really fresh. It's, you know, it's not drastically different, but there's definitely that level of kind of being pissed off with things feeling cheap is not necessarily there anymore. So I've been enjoying running Forerunner with a Shayr's Wrath and just sort of not running a shotgun and a hand cannon,
mate. You got to run
I don't actually.
No, it's the rules. You got to run with a battle rifle.
No, I don't. I just don't. Master Chief would fucking use whatever he felt was the most appropriate tool at the time, and I'm honoring that.
Master Chief has been using fucking battle rifle and pistol for decades.
It's
true.
You
know it.
It's true. I'm reaching, man. Fucking give me this.
I haven't got the catalyst yet because I obviously haven't done enough ones. I
haven't either. Yeah. I don't think I've got the galley one, I think. Is there?
There's actually a bit to grind at the moment. If you put Dawning in there too, there's a bit to grind.
Have you done either of the Dawning sort of storylines?
No, but I've
Saint
been told
14 feeding the elixir. I like that one. I don't give a shit about making a fucking appropriate cookie for Keitel. Like, whatever. She's a bloody empress of the Cabal. I'm sure she can get whatever cookie she fucking wants.
Oh, give her a cookie. She's
no, whatever. I don't know. I'm still sus on them. The elixir, fine. The Fallen, they're our people now. They're fine. I do feel like it was weird. Like, there was no. It gets to this mission at the end where it's just go to the elixir quarter and fucking give out 10 cookies, and I'm like, that's all well and good, but like you're kind of arbitrarily just running around pushing E and throwing a. You know, there's not even an animation, but I'm imagining myself just throwing a fucking cookie at an elixir because I'm doing it as quickly as possible, and I just feel bad for the ones who didn't get a cookie. So I'm not sure where that leads me.
Who would you give a cookie to if you only have one cookie? Keitel or Mara?
Mara, for sure. For sure.
She knows she's gonna betray us and kill you, right?
I think they're both gonna do that.
Kyle's not gonna fucking do that.
Really?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Read the law.
But like, well, I would give Mara a fortune cookie. that inside of it just says "Leave Sabathun the fuck alone." Like, just whatever's going on here, just fucking leave her frozen. Don't fuck with it anymore.
Exactly. She's in the just why don't just leave her in there?
Yeah, exactly. Like, who's going to end up with the worm? That's what I'm really worried about. That's where I think this is going to go fucking south.
Oh yeah, we forgot. We need to get Osiris back, who's actually dead, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, oof. I don't know. There isn't a cookie for Sabathun, is there? I don't think there is.
I doubt it.
Yeah, look at that.
We should give her a cookie, though.
We should. I mean, that would be nice, wouldn't it? So we're giving one to Keitel, but we're not, giving one to Sabathun, who's supposedly trying to help us. I mean, she can't eat it. We just like sit it on top of her.
Oh, there is apparently, Jimmy Max's.
Is there? What flavour is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
Jimmy's having a fucking existential crisis in the chat. I mean, but she can't eat a cookie because she's a frozen block of ice at the moment. So it would be cruel to, like, imagine if you went there to visit her and there was just a pile of cookies underneath where people just, here you go. She'll wake up to stale cookies. But I mean, look, the Dawning, it hasn't changed all that much from previous years. So I'm glad that the 30th anniversary stuff is there running concurrent with it because, there's enough there to really, keep it ticking over. And
there's enough things for people to actually want and grind for, which is
there's a lot of weapons and a lot of weapons in it. And
I've got all my armor. I've got all my thorny armor from
Grasp. Yep. I've got most of it.
Like, why?
But I've been going through. I reckon the marathon stuff, the stuff I'm pretty sure it's a marathon stuff that's in the chests. No, but in the chests in Zer's gold house or whatever the fuck it is. That stuff looks sick. I'm not sold on the big predator fucking thing on the shoulder. But they're just ornaments. But they look awesome.
I don't know if I've actually seen them yet.
Yeah, go and have a look.
I keep getting confused because there's so much loot.
There is.
Does someone have a fucking infographic somewhere where I can look at
someone present us a chart of the loot, please?
Please, I'm a visual learner. I need a fucking loot chart so I can look at what I need to get. Because I've honestly just mainly played Grasp of Avarice. I've got all my thorny armor from that, and I've got Matador. Did the sword drop from that too? Got the sword.
I think one of no. Maybe there's one that does. Yeah, because there's like the left and the right-handed of the energy sword.
Not marathon sword. Is it the other sword?
I don't know. I've got so much. I mean, this is the thing. Like, there's so much loot that I can't even remember where it fucking came from.
We need an infographic.
We need a spreadsheet or a chart or something. Help us out. Fuck.
Claymore. Yeah, the Claymore I think drops from there. Yeah.
But I mean, I think the other thing too is that, like, they're guns that were made, weapons. I mean, specifically talking about the Battler and obviously the Matador 64 and Ayers Luna and that are guns that have come, guns from the days of yore in Destiny, not Dredgen, just old days. So they basically do what they fucking law joke. What have I become? Fucking hell. They do what you expect them to do, but the effort that's gone into making those two very unique Halo reminiscent weapons, I would like to see more archetype breaking shit like that in the future. I would. So, I mean, if it's a sign of what they're able to do, with the sidearm that shoots like a fucking scout rifle. I wonder what
Trials looks like at the moment.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about giving it a go tonight, but I'm also kind of like, I haven't played for... seriously for quite some time now, and I think that Forerunner might be pretty brutal. I mean, admittedly, it is a fucking special weapon, if you can...
You're probably not gonna, I don't know, but the thing is, in Trials you only need to get a pick, right? So
I'll tell you what, if you get 3 people who all chip someone with that, they're gone very quickly, instantly.
It's like when you go up against 3 dead mans.
Yeah, it's exactly.
They
all
just need to hit you once and you fucking fall over.
And then you're dead, and they're sitting there going, "Good teams, good teams."
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Good teams, good teams.
Good teams, good teams. All right, we'll quickly make our way through the TWAB rather than just formlessly guffing on about whatever comes to mind, and then we'll jump into Star Horse. I think that might be the most beautiful way to put a bow on this year. Speaking about a Star Horse, leading up to. I mean, obviously, we're not going to be live next Saturday because it's Christmas Day, and look. Yeah, I'm not. Matt's not paying me double time and a half, so we're not doing an episode on a public holiday.
Nothing, mate.
Exactly, $20.
And by the way,
BTW
Star Horse video lore was all my idea. I'll take full credit for it. Nobody in chat told me what it was, and if you say otherwise, you're not part of the team.
The DDU is a toxic workplace. We shouldn't be joking about that. That's pretty bad. Fuck.
You know, log. Sometimes if you don't laugh and you're crying. So.
Oh, mate, I am the embodiment of that. That's. I'm the guy. I know that I'm the guy that if something really horrible happens, like we're about to get hit by a meteorite, I'll come out with some dumbass quip right before it hits, and my last words will be me taking the piss out of myself about to die. I know that for a fact because I can't help myself.
You know the best comeback I saw this whole scenario about this whole like teamwork manipulation thing.
What's that?
It was very Australian. Someone left a comment and said, "There's no I in team, but there's a U in there's a U in the C bomb."
And CUNT. That. Look, if there's anything that you're taking out of this, next time someone says to you in the workplace, there's no I in team, hit them with that. Yeah, but there's a U in. And then look, at least you'll be in HR and you'll be able to talk to them about it. So.
You're definitely going to be in HR if you said that at work,
mate. Don't tell them we told you to say it either. Don't snitches get stitches. All right. Bungie have launched a mental health initiative.
You next Tuesday.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to be like just bring this all back down to talk seriously about the mental health stuff. I mean, it's in its inception, but definitely go and check it out. I know that the holidays could be a shit time of year for people. Especially given a lot of the world is still a bit split up because of COVID and whatever. I mean, I don't know that I'll be seeing my family on Christmas Day. So there's definitely plenty of hardship going around, no shortage of it. So if you're at all feeling not 100%, go and check it out and definitely jump into that. All right. The next thing is the dawning. We've talked about that. What we will do, though, is scroll through the ghosts because we all know that beautiful stuff is basically what the dawning is about. I am sold on the one on the ghost that has the antlers and what looks like to me earmuffs. I haven't bought any of the armor yet. Apparently, it's really good. I'm gonna have to have a look. I assume we're gonna get there
right now.
Right, you're gonna log into Destiny right now and buy it.
Yep.
I'm giving you time to pull up your fucking Star Horse notes, and you're fucking around.
No, I'm not pulling out Star Horse.
You're just going to pull it out of your ass. Right. Yeah. There's the ugly sweater ghost, which to me just looks like it'd make me itchy. I've got no interest in that. Very pretty ship. This here it is. This is the best thing that they've ever put in the game. The fucking Midnight Express or whatever the hell it is. Train ghost. I love it. I think Destiny really has come into its own in recent times just by being a bit more silly, and I want more of it. This one with Christmas lights bothers me because they don't seem to go back as you drive along. That's I mean, it's a scam train, and we put the Thomas Tank engine on the front of it, Matt, and you could have this be for your stream.
I can just ride through the Cosmodrome yelling, "Give me your money!"
Yeah, exactly. And praise be to Bezos and fucking all that
scam train, scam train,
fucking Jew. Also, there is the sword that looks like some kind of sports paddle or something.
Swords are really good.
Yeah, I've heard that. All right. I don't know. That's just some pretty pictures. You can get some shit out of Prime Gaming too. How did you fix your the integration with your Twitch thing?
Oh, I did fix it. Yes.
This is actually important because we don't want people getting fucking dudded by thinking that they're going to get their rewards for subbing and not.
the way I fixed it is I unlinked my Twitch on my Bungie account and re-linked it.
Very good.
And that gave it to me.
And that
dude, this armor looked good. This armor looked real good.
What one? That is for what class?
It's for all of them. There's like there's armor.
All right.
There's a lucent knight, dendrite.
Where are you reading? Are you actually in the game like right now?
Yes. Yes.
Hell.
Oh, mate.
No respect.
But there's 6,000 each.
They're not cheap.
6,000 6,000 bright dust. Fuck you.
Always hurting my back pocket.
Oh, me back pocket.
All right, Matt, tell us about the
Me
fucking
pocket.
Star Horse. Do it.
Nah, you don't get it anymore.
Why not? That's not fair.
Okay.
I prick tease people with it. You can't leave them unsatisfied.
I need a bright dust loan as well, to be honest.
Yeah, righto.
All right. Star Horse. Do you got any clues? Any ideas?
I mean, I assume it's like some kind of manifestation of the 9, but beyond that, no, I've got no idea.
That could be one thing. That could be a reason for it.
Yep.
The theory that chat came up with, the theory that I came up with was,
yeah.
was that the Star Horse represents Bungie. It's a metaphor for Bungie.
Okay.
Because, I don't know if you looked into it, but Zer mentions the paraverses, right? So the way that, because we literally get a Spartan's pistol in our universe.
Yep.
And Zer basically says, when you're in eternity, what's it called? When you're in...
Days of Eternity.
No, what's that area called? Is it called eternity?
I can't remember what it's called, but that's what it is. That's where you go into it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go into it out the back of Zer's joint as well, so...
Yeah. The area that you go into, right? He says that exists between paraverses. So you have this convergence of different universes.
Yep.
And you would argue that one universe is Halo, one universe is Marathon, one universe is Destiny, all the games that Bungie's made.
Yep.
And they converge on this point, which is why you get these weapons from different universes. Okay, so they've written a little bit of lore for how this occurs.
To write themselves into their own game.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And who is across all universes?
Yeah,
Star Horse.
Yeah. The Star Horse. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I mean,
yeah.
And like, as a character, does literally nothing. Like just neighs and stuff. Like that's it. Like there's no depth. Like there's no, exposition explaining it. It doesn't even say anything. It just sort of makes horse noises, which is great. So it's kind of like an impartial observer,
Classic Bungie communication. At the joke. But the horse controls.
Where's the horse spray that says we're listening?
We're listening.
The Star Horse listens.
Well, yeah. Look, it controls Zer, right? And it forces Zer to give us loot.
That's wonderful. Why isn't there a Star Horse in fucking everything?
Yeah. Yeah. But even if the community hasn't been good boys and girls, Zer still has to give us loot. Still has to, and it exists across all the universes. So
I'm fine with that.
I think it's a nice. Apart from that, there's no lore that came with this season or this 30th anniversary. There's nothing. So it's just whatever happens in game. So you have to sort of put it together.
I think probably the best commentary around this event that I've seen was someone saying that they wonder how the voice actor for Zer coped with sort of like being this serious kind of really creepy, standoffish, skulking character for 6.5 years, and then all of a sudden hosting a fucking game show.
So that's the idea too. Like that's the whole thing is that they're hosting a show and we're participating in the show.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like another metaphor in
Another
there.
metaphor for the game, right? Like,
Yeah, for the game. Participate in the game.
imagine
And you
getting
get rewarded.
getting all of that, the dialogue written down for the voice artist to record. What? Are you fucking serious? Like, I've been traveling around saying nothing but my will is not my own and all this bleak shit for years, and now it's like our next contestant is such and such. Fair enough. You never know where life will take you. That's the point of that.
That's the theory.
That's it. That's
You
all
like
there
it?
is. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I will
If you
defend
like
that
it-
theory on a hill.
I thought of
I'll
it.
die on the hill for
If
it.
you don't like it,
Someone at chat. Blame chat.
chat thought of it.
Righto. I mean, I am part chat. I mean, I've been there a bit this week, so
Oh, it's good to. I mean, it's not good to have you there because it means COVID's fucking hitting you hard again. But it's nice seeing you pop up in chat.
yeah. I mean, I don't contribute much. Just sort of laugh when you fuck things up. That's about it. Anyway, I'm on holidays now, so I want to actually get to play some games with you.
Oh,
through the
yeah.
day. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess it's the 8th. Most people start taking holiday. Yeah, that's why we went out last night. Everyone has their Christmas parties and shit like that.
I didn't go to mine. I just noped out hard. Yeah. So I understand if people want to go and do that sort of stuff. Look, we're at the end here, I think. If there's anything that you crushingly want to discuss before we go on holidays for 2 weeks and like not actually go anywhere at all, Matt will probably still be streaming. I'll still be streaming through the week, but we'll give the DDU a rest while, Bungie are off. We're off in terms of the show. So,
Papa,
yes.
does this mean we could do like a collab stream in the morning if you're off?
I mean, maybe. I've got to figure out what to do with the kids.
Oh, is
Rach isn't
Wi-Fi?
off. Yeah, Rach is still working from home.
Fuck.
So,
Get them on stream.
yeah, I mean, start peddling them for content, right? Like what you do with Bill.
Oh, mate, I'm gonna show you.
I'll set up fucking NDI phone cameras around my house, kid cam, just to be out there having an argument about Roblox or something.
You know, Danny and I are gonna do a Christmas stream, and we're gonna build a gingerbread house.
That's pretty rad. I've actually got one out there to build. Thea
Really?
got one, so no, yeah. Well, we got one for Thea, so yeah, I'll have to build it.
Well, like a eating one.
Yeah, a fucking gingerbread house, like an actual house of gingerbread,
Where do you buy them from?
like Coles.
Really?
Yes, they're like a kit. Don't expect them to be like the nicest thing to eat. They're pretty fucking shit, to be honest. But you can like form the house and glue it all together with, fucking, I don't know, topping and stuff, decorate it.
Nice. Okay.
So I'll be doing that at some point. Yeah, but
Aged gingerbread house.
yeah, aged, yeah, yeah. It's not great. It's yeah. I don't know. I mean, look, you got to get gingerbread like hot off the press. Otherwise, it's like eating rocks. All right, let's quickly go for a scroll through chat. Yeah, memory. Technically, one Paraverse's marathon. A Paraverse is in the. Oh my god, I'm not reading that. It sounds like a fucking Spider-Man movie. Get out of it.
Yeah. Look.
A Paraverse is one, right? That's the. Isn't it?
I don't know. The thing is, Bungie says Paraverses. So
Right.
who knows?
Right. Well, I mean, we'll allow that. All right. No one's got any important questions. I'm just skimming over it. No one's got anything even funny
No
to
one's
add.
got-
Nothing.
Well,
It's been that kind of a year, but right? Like let's be real for a fucking second here. It's been a kind of a year, and
yeah.
I'm glad to see the end of it. Fuck you, 2021. Just like 2020 before you. Get the fuck out of my house. Right? I'm over it.
I think we need to do a game that's not Destiny with a Christmas stream with the boys, like the same level of as you know what I need to do? I've got it.
All right.
I've got it.
Lay it on me.
Crab game.
With our mates.
Seriously.
With our mates.
Yeah, and then fill up the rest with chat, yeah.
That would be ruthless. Can we, and if you die, because don't you just go to the next thing if you die? What happens? How does it work? Or you get eliminated?
If you die, you just got to spectate until the match is finished.
Can we make it a drinking game somehow?
100%.
100%. We'll do some dev work. There we go. There we go. Forcing alcohol into a game. Yeah, drinking game rules. Jinxie's all over it.
Yeah.
Cut from the same cloth. All right. We've lingered long enough. If you're wherever you listen to this, whatever format you consume this podcast in, cheers for another year. I know it's been a shit year for most of us, given diseases and what the fuck ever else. But I hope wherever you are, you have a fucking ripping Christmas, ripping holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, have a great end of the year, and let's hope 2022 is just less fucked. Hey, that's as concise as I can be with it. Maddie, do you have any closing comments for this shit of a year?
I'll
tell you what, 2022 is going to be a good year because it's going to be the year of Mylan Dad games. Right?
Dr. Mylan Dad Games.
Dr. Mylan Dad Games is next year. It's coming to you in 2022. So it's going to be. You think he's angry now? You think he's angry now? Wait until he's sleep deprived. Then we'll fucking.
I don't work well without sleep either. I'm going to be.
You're going to fucking learn.
No, I got nothing else to add. Basically, I hope you have a great Christmas or holidays, and if you can't spend time with family, that sucks. Depending on your family, maybe it's a good thing. And I will basically be streaming right up until Christmas, so you can always come and hang out. And yeah,
rock and roll. Where will the law find people? This is, you know what? Let's end this year with the final ever. Where will the law find people? This is it. We're never doing it again.
Retire it.
Yeah, I reckon we kill it. I reckon this is like the drama filled ending to the season is the death of.
All right, you ready then?
Yep.
Where will the law find you? Well, the thing is, Log, it's not about you. It's not about any individual. The law will never find you specifically. It's about the team, Log. It's about your contributions to the law. It's not about you.
There we go. We killed Where is the Law and my self-esteem. Wonderful. See you next year.